welcome back to our phone-in, which is about encounters with aliens.
Will come to me and want me to make it go away and give them a pill, and when they find other people are having the same experiences, they become shocked and tremble, and it freaks them out.
They really want you to explain it away, and in fact you can't. All right, we've had hundreds of calls, and all recounting similar experiences. We'll kick off with Ros from Essex. Good morning, Ros.
Good morning.
Good morning. Something happened to you in 1983.
Ask her, Rose, did you have, was there anything about ourselves that the beings communicated to you? They talked about their own race, but what about us? Was there any information about us?
Yes, we are going exactly the same way as they are. Our planet.
So what was did they tell you anything about the point of the two species coming together like this?
Yes, basically if they combine the two, then both species can continue as one.
You see, that's a very important point, because people, what are they up to, or what are we doing, or it's about us. What she's saying is that this is some connecting. We don't know who's managing this whole show anyway. I mean, who are the handlers for both of us, you know? But it is a bringing together, which is serving perhaps the needs of both species in some evolutionary way.
It was never a bad experience, though. They would. I would always go back to this field to experience these feelings again and see these people again. I regarded them like as friends. I always felt safe in them, though. I never felt threatened. Although I did feel that I was being examined. That was the feeling, that I was taken into this light. And these beings around me, you know, with the large eyes and small bodies and very pale skins as well. They were examining me. I had the only way I can describe it is like a CD disc. A disc. One of them had this disc in their hand and threaded it into my head. Now I didn't have any scars or anything like that, but I know that it went into my head. And
we have to wrap this because we're out of time. But you say that's common as well.
Yes, the sense of something being threaded into the brain, the mind change, biochemical changes in the brain, implants put in, and so much remembered by him consciously. He's had no hypnosis at all. He said he's considering doing hypnosis. So the whole notion that hypnosis is doing this is just ridiculous when you hear a story like this.
All right, just tell us what actually happened as far as you're concerned.
Well, I woke at about 3:15 in the morning. I had a very strange compulsion to leave my bed. The room was filled with very bright blue-white light. And I can remember being told, you know, not to be afraid, you know, like a sort of voice in my head telling me not to be afraid. And there was all this light in the house, and I can actually remember walking down my stairs feeling very sort of almost paralyzed, not just of the body but of the mind as well, without any sort of conscious action on my part. I'm feeling really terrified by that. And actually, at one point when I reached the foot of our stairs, I was actually, I don't know how, I can't explain this logically, but I actually went through the front door. I was floated up through the solid front door, up into what appeared to be a column of light, and I could actually remember seeing my house and my garden and that disappearing below me.
Nodding away here. This is
every one of these details I've heard in many, many cases. You see, that each person brings out many subtle details that simply are not in the media, and that's what gives this thing its robust quality. And much of this remembered without hypnosis. You feel, well, hypnosis isn't accurate, or something like that. But much of the texture of this comes out just from recall like this.
So we seem to be, according to you then, what we're hearing is a common description of another species of life, which is about 3.5 feet high.
That's the most common
grey and waddles with big eyes.
Well, it is.
Really, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then these complex, detailed things, which do vary to some degree, but there is this kind of robust texture of the experience, which is simply deepens and becomes more elaborate, and details keep coming that simply are not in the media.
Well, they don't sound very pleasant. I mean, what on earth were they doing to Maria? Is this sort of medical experimentation? Is that something which comes out again and again?
Well, again, when you work with the individuals, you find out more about what this is about, what was done. There's a strong reproductive, as we heard in the first case, reproductive aspect of, sometimes they're hybrid children that are the product of the connection between the humans and the aliens. They're taken to see these hybrid children. This is a whole other race is being created. Sometimes there are profound spiritual experiences that people undergo when they go through that dark night of the soul, that terror. It becomes a whole nother realm of experience, of opening to the light, that the light becomes a divine light. So there's another dimension, but people have to go through this traumatic period before they get to that other level.